President Trump used his address to the nation to declare the U.S. military strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities a complete success.
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
However, independent analysis has yet to confirm Trump's claims. Satellite images of the Fordo nuclear site taken on Sunday show new craters, possible collapsed tunnel entrances, and holes on top of a mountain range. But the images also show a large support building which may be used to control ventilation for underground enrichment holes still undamaged. The IAEA, meanwhile, says it's detected no release of radiation from the site. In a social media post, Trump rejected questions about the effectiveness of the U.S. strikes, saying monumental damage was done and obliteration is an accurate term. Trump also referred to the building seen in the images, saying the strongest damage took place below ground level. But the U.S. strikes also drew swift reactions from the Chinese and Russian envoys to the UN.
美方此举严重违反联合国
The actions of the United States seriously violate the purposes and principles of the UN Charter and the international law, as well as Iran's sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity. It has exacerbated tensions in the Middle East.
Through their actions, the U.S. has opened a Pandora's box. No one knows what new catastrophes and suffering it will bring.
Let's discuss the potential repercussions of the attacks on Iran's nuclear sites with our panel of experts. Najmuddin Meshkati is Professor of Engineering and International Relations at the University of Southern California. Also joining us is Andrea Stricker, Deputy Director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies and an expert on nuclear weapons proliferation. Good to have you with us. Andrew, let's start with you. President Trump talked about monumental damage, that most of the damage, the biggest damage done is below ground level. Talk to us about how much clarity there is in terms of the extent of the damage at the 3 nuclear sites, especially Fordo.
Thank you for having me, Haslinda. I think the atomic weapons program and the multiple nuclear facilities that were struck have dealt a major blow to Iran's ability to make nuclear weapons in the short to medium term. The program is likely set back by months, if not multiple years. And the work that the Israelis did prior to Trump getting involved in the U.S. strikes really took out the key weapons building capabilities of the regime. So from facilities to equipment, documentation, and even scientists. So I think Iran is set back significantly. And while we will await a battle damage assessment on what happened below ground, I don't think there's any serious concern about making nuclear weapons in the short term.